Welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're here in the ICU. Last time we, well, quite frankly, last time we learned that, Dr. Chalice Mercer is, exactly who I remember him to be. A lying, gaslighting, completely insane piece of human garbage. And those are his good qualities. I also want to point out that I've only just now realized that the sparking isn't just because this ICU area is damaged. It's because the area that he was treating Brand Harris in is exploded from the inside out. The hunter burst out of this tube. That's a really specific thing to say. Jeez. Actually, before I go out there. Shout out to Clunk279, who says, honestly, I'm not too worried about the mental health of horror artists and designers, but, you know, goes on to talk about a Japanese mangaka who's known for super fucked up body horror comics, but is apparently a really pleasant individual in person. That's kind of not what I meant when I said that. You know, to worry about their mental health after having to design all this shit. I don't mean, like, you know, the people who assume that Tim Burton must be on drugs, man, if he's coming up with all these crazy ideas. I'm talking about... Well, the example I can think of is from Halo 1. I guess I'll spoil the game from 2001. Oh, yes, I forgot about that idea, the objectives. I wanted to go back and find that guy who was out in space near the ADS. Here we are, First Officer White. I believe he was in engineering. Looking around, because apparently I keep missing things left and right. It's the scene towards the end of Halo 1 where you go to rescue Captain Keyes and discover that it's too late. You discover that he's already been made into one of the Flood. You know, part of its proto-grave mind. And, you know, what you actually need to save the day is the implants in his head, so you punch a hole in what's left of the captain and pull the implants out. It's kind of gross. But it was going to be much, much grosser. Where, originally they were going to give you the ultimately deleted flamethrower weapon for that sequence, and you were going to burn the implants out of his body. And, and the thing about that is that the guy on the art team that they assigned to do that, to come up with, like, you know, the stages of being burned and, like, what it would look like and trying to make it look realistic, the guy spent a couple of days going through pictures of, like, burn victims and burned flesh and what that looks like and how that reacts to fire. And after those couple of days, he goes to his boss and he says, "Hey, I've been looking at these horrible pictures of burn victims and you know, injuries and such for the past few days, and I'm not okay. Can we just not use fire for this?" You know, I meant, like, looking into everything they would have needed to look at to research this. That makes me question, you know, the sanity. Not their general state. The fact that they had to do all this. Free yourself. Altman is with you. Were those there before? I don't remember those ones. I remember that one. And I remember the graffiti on the Georgia 4 sign.
Now arriving at the bridge.
Mind you, I don't remember the one that says gourd either. What? Jeez, I saw that and I thought it was legs. There was a dude standing there. Oh. I wonder if the cannons are still firing at asteroids, or if we've moved past that area yet. Nope, not into the storage locker. Wait, is that the one without the air in it? No. Did I miss anything in here? Also no, but that's okay. Hey, it would be a real dick move to put items inside of those vent areas now that I think about it. You could get close enough to hit A, but... I don't like this. Specific, I don't like that. Because when the brute punched a hole in this window, there was a dead guy sitting up against it. Just below it. I thought he was going to grab it and pull it through. The corpse, I mean. Bridge, sweet bridge. I do still see asteroids moving past the window. What would be really funny is if you could see the Leviathan floating out there. It's this undifferentiated mass of meat. Honestly, I kind of thought the tube would keep going and that he'd be like a 500-foot by 60 feet tube of meat. And they said he weighed 10,000 kilotons. What the hell was that? Everything shook really hard, and then rocks were falling from the ceiling. Oh. Okay, Ripper Blades. Odd, but not completely unheard of. Here we are, exterior axis. Qualified EVA operators only. Oh, is that what that symbol means? Huh. What's with these weird vents on the outsides of these windows? So if I set a necromorph on fire and then throw a fire extinguisher at it, will it go out?
Entering zero gravity.
They are still shooting. Just gonna stay way down here. Out of their fucking way. What? That's more like it. Oh, right. Oh. Oxygen stations, man. On a side note, who ever heard of an EVA system that measures air in seconds? I mean, Dead Space 3 had some much more extensive space stuff going on. And, so, you know, you start that game with, like, 4 minutes of air. Ooh, a log. Or not. Maybe that's the thing I'm looking for. Yep, that is what I'm looking for. It's just the rig. There's no corpse here. More air, please. What happens if I do go out here? Oh, right. We have done that. Approaching limits. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go save and then find out what happens. By the way, I think I realized that the thing that was fucking me up with the running is that I'm extremely used to it being a hold to run situation in these games, and I think I might have defaulted to toggle. There's a save point just past this door, if I remember correctly.
Exiting zero gravity.
Or maybe it was outside the airlock, but whatever.
Exiting vacuum.
First Officer White. Dude may have been insane and a coward, but hey. Lay him to rest all the same. By that I mean use his codes to make a master control key.
Entering zero gravity.
I was actually expecting to be attacked at some point during that. I really like, by the way, that the surface of the ship is all pockmarked and bumpy. It really sells the idea that this is a machine that has been in use for 60 fucking years and had all kinds of micro collisions. If I take one of these things and throw it out there, will the guns shoot at it? No, probably only if it's coming in, actually. Alright, here's what happens if you do something dumb and intentionally fly past this limit. Oh! Oh, for God's sake. That's disappointing. There's an invisible wall. Then why bring the thing up? So that means if I go straight up, that'll also happen? Or will they just shoot me as a joke? Oh, I can't go any higher than this. I actually can't get above the guns in the first place, so that's handy. I am vaguely curious. No, I can't pull the asteroids in. Maybe they're much bigger than they look, and they're actually far away. Ooh. Of course, that did no damage. Although I suppose neither of us weighed anything, so sure. Maybe.
Exiting zero gravity.
And then I step away from the door.
Exiting vacuum.
So the frost does build up on me when I go out into space, which is interesting because space isn't actually cold. Oh, there it goes all thawing at once. Nice. Lice? What two words was I trying to mash together there? And that feels good. Where are the other ones I can get access to? Engineer Chief Rousseau's is in somewhere in engineering. Duh. Hangar Overseer Volker's is in the hangar bay. Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of thought this ADS section is on the engineering deck. No. Oh, lurker. Where'd you come from? I don't like that the music is still bad. Whoa! I forgot they could do that. That's exactly what I need, is the vents self-destructing on their own. The two fans in that one started spinning really, really fast and sending circles of sparks everywhere, and then they just blew up. Which actually is a fairly accurate depiction of how machines like that fail if you send them too fast. We're seeing a slow motion image once of like a blank vinyl record. They didn't like destroy a classic or anything. They just spun it way faster than it was meant to, and they put a slow motion camera on it so you could watch it shake itself apart. I forgot to sell that what do you call it? Semiconductor. Yes, yes. They just look circuit boards to me. I just call them money pits. I don't know. You know what occurred to me? That Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, you both start in, well, I guess you'd call it civilian clothing. I won't get into Dead Space 2 for story reasons, but Dead Space 3, it's just a leather jacket with jeans and, like, the leather jacket. He's wearing on top of the leather jacket, like, this personal rig unit that's just the spine that he wears, like, on a thing over his shoulders. I thought that was interesting. Store right here. No new suits here. When you get to the next area. Bronze semiconductor for $2,000. Your investment in CEC is appreciated. I still haven't found the bench. Oh. Oh, damn. I didn't realize that until I closed it. 2 things of, ammo. Like I said, hope you like menus. I did warn you at the beginning of this game. You can't deny that. Travel time, too. Oh dear, I never explained the other Dead Space game. How mysterious. Is this the way we came? Yes. I like that the lights were out when I got here. Inside the tram.
Mining engineering.
From one end of the ship to the other. That's one stop. But yes, there was a 3rd game called Dead Space. Well, technically this is the 3rd game called Dead Space. Without a number or anything after it. Where, the same year that Dead Space 2 came out, 2011. They,
Now arriving at mining engineering. Check station when departing.
They released a game called Dead Space that was a 3rd-person shooter. Oh, nice, because it's the end of the line. I like that. We can actually see a wall there in the tunnel. What is that, the oboe of curiosity? That one was an original story. It took place just before the ending, the beginning of Dead Space 2. In fact, as I understand it, you are playing as the person who got suckered into causing that outbreak. Some kind of engineer, a unitologist initiate, codenamed Vandal. I assume you don't stay that way once you find out what they wanted you to do. Especially since the initiates don't know the truth yet.
Entering 0 gravity.
I've never played that one, so that's all I can tell you about it. But,
Exiting zero gravity.
Most people just refer to it by the name of the platform it's released on, you see. Oh boy, this room. Well, I really like how the sound got quieter and quieter as the door was closing. Yeah, most people just refer to that game as Dead Space Mobile, because it was on phones, despite being a third-person shooter. I mean, okay, I would describe the graphics as being PlayStation 1.5. That's pretty good for phones in 2011. Oh. And I mentioned that they give you the saw in that one, and I guess the idea there was that they wanted to simplify the gameplay, so you can't actually use the saw as a weapon that I know of. You can't just like hit button, swing saw. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know why it said I could get this one already, because, well, let me answer the problem for you, Justin.
Level 3 security clearance required.
Ah! My bad, guys. I didn't know that. I feel like I've wasted all of our times. Ah! I guess it's a... curse of the genre. What can I tell you? Really? Again? This is actually not where I came in, and that's very embarrassing. Oh, right. Turn that shit off. The idea was that when a necromorph grapples you, and you break out, you know, like, it does an animation that kills the necromorph. So in that game, any necromorph that grapples you dies afterwards. Hold on! You know, like, I think in this game, when the lurkers grapple me, I can, you know, throw them off of me and... throw them off of me and, you know, like, kick them like a football. But in that game, whenever anything grapples you, you do get an animation where, I guess Vandal uses the saw to just, like, cut their arms off or cut them to pieces or something.
Exiting zero gravity.
Alright, I guess I will save the game and head back to hydroponics. Until then, I will, see you on the next episode of Let's Play Dead Space. Till then, have yourselves a great day, Burning Dog fans. Later!